How's it going, everybody? Welcome back to Is It a Buy, where we talk about stocks and try to determine if they are worth a buy or maybe a pass. My name is Corey. I just like to preface the video by saying I'm not a financial advisor. I'm just a guy who likes to talk about stocks, so please take what I say with a grain of salt, all right? How's it going, everybody? Welcome. Happy Monday. I hope you all had a fan-freaking-tastic weekend. Mine was pretty cool, pretty chill. Nothing too crazy, but definitely excited to be back on the stream. And looking forward to see what's going on today in the world of stocks. All right, I did get some of your suggestions for week, themes for specific days. So I'm going to be reviewing those and kind of picking my favorites and seeing which way we do it. Still a few different ideas, but we'll have to see. But yeah, so let's go ahead and say hi to the chat, and we'll hop into what's going on with good old AMC. Well, spoiler alert, here's all the Ortex information, so what do you need me for? But anyways, dog, Red Monday. Yeah, it was a Red Monday, but you know what? There's, as you know, I'm just super optimistic. Always stuff to look forward to, I think, and we'll see what we have to look forward to here. Keo. Let's see. I finally catch a live one. Let's freaking go. Welcome. Jason, what up? Dog says, not us. We're all up. If you've been in since before June, you are up. You're green. Congratulations. Diane, hello, welcome. Ralphie. Trey's easy, unbelievable. Sleeping? Trey's asleep. Trey's unbelievable. We'll have to see. Zachary, could you talk about Tesla? Yeah, we can talk about Tesla in a second. Let me get through AMC stuff, and we'll talk about. We'll get into it. You know, we have a whole spiel, a whole. I don't know what the word I'm looking for is. We have an agenda. All right, we're gonna go through our regular stuff. Toward the end, we can get to other stocks such as Tesla, or maybe after we look at AMC a little bit, GameStop, and continue to look at some of these other stocks. All right. So AMC was down on the day. It was down 4.92%. It did end the day at $35.20. Currently in the after hours, up a tad, up 0.4% at $35.34. Okay, and as we can see here, AMC is, realistically more or less consolidating in this area between, we'll call it 31 and, $45. And just continuing to kind of squeeze down in this area. We were setting higher lows each time. So we were climbing up. And then we did break that today. Now we're kind of like down here. It's really not my favorite level of support, but realistically, it does respect this level of support to the point where I can kind of drag this out and bring this in this direction and see. There we go. That actually looks pretty good to me. Whenever I look at these, I wonder if I go to the 1 hour candles, maybe the 4 hour candles. No, look at the 1 hour candles and see how that's looking. Yeah, that's looking pretty good. I'm going to go ahead and leave that there, and we'll see which way we break through. Hopefully we continue to respect this level of support around this, ascending 35. I guess it bottomed out over here around $35. But hopefully we continue to respect this ascending level of support and break through, right? We're looking for this bullish reversal. But the question is, will we get it? I do think in the long run, personally, I think that we'll get it. Of course, make your own financial decisions, but just my own personal thoughts, right, on what is going on with the stock. And as we know, it's a waiting game. It could take a long time, and the question is, are you ready to wait it out? Right, I am ready to wait it out. I think it'll financially be very, very worth it for me personally to hold on my play and just wait it out. Right, of course you potentially get like temptations like, oh, what if I hop on this play or that play? For me personally, it's just not worth it. Like, I don't think I'm going to find that play. I think and I also think AMC is going to run the highest, right, out of anything I'm going to pick, and which is why I really don't mind holding on to my AMC stock, even if it takes a little while. I think we are getting to the point where we're going to have another run very soon, and I'll show you why I think that, just based on the Ortex data. I mean, it's no surprise if you're surprised by anything I say these days. That would be a little surprising unless you're new, but and hopefully you look at the data, right? Hopefully you already looked at the Ortex data because I accidentally had it up, and hopefully you can say, you know what, this looks good, right? This looks fantastic and good stuff. So let's go ahead and move on to good old GameStop. GameStop had a red day as well. It was down 2.15%. It did end the day at $157.65. Currently in the after hours, down a little more. We're here to, down 0.6%. So down just a tad. As we can see here, we did just completely break this level of support that we had. Don't think it's really fair. No, that's flat. So we did bottom out again. I'm just going to go ahead and delete this this line, because now this is going to be a horizontal line rather than an actual level of support or resistance. I'll go ahead and draw it around there. So around 156.70, which is literally exactly where we are currently. Oh no, that's where we are currently. 155.46, around there. I see probably pretty good level of support, and then we do have a double bottom here. I would not be surprised, and I would love to see a nice, beautiful George W here. If we could see this, let me go ahead and draw the trend line. If we could see something like this, that would be fantastic, right? Some kind of upward movement here for this double bottom. And usually whenever you get a double bottom, it's very possible for you to get that bullish reversal, right, for it to freaking skyrocket. But we'll see which way that goes. Let me catch up on the chat. We'll talk about Doge and Bitcoin a little bit. We'll look at the tops of the day. A man from the West. Hey, checking in. What's up, man? William, what's up? Nobody is enforcing the rules, but hopefully that changes very, very soon. Trying to get my other plays DD squared away in order to get my AMC built up. Right. Yeah. And that's something that we're looking for on this channel. That's why I want to start expanding what we talk about instead of just AMC. I'm going to continue to hold AMC. I'm not going to move any of my position, not a single share, but I would love to be prepared for when and if we go to the moon, where we're going to put where I'm going to put my money personally. And then you can decide, if you like stocks, don't like stocks, and hopefully you can cater and create your own kind of portfolio with the stocks that you're bullish on, right? And you can even put half in your bullish stocks, half in the S&P 500, and see which one does better over the next 5 years or something. And, remember, you don't have to move your money all the time. Me, I'm more of a set in, forget it kind of guy. More recently, actually, I have been a lot more active in kind of micromanaging my stocks, but it is perfectly okay if you don't have the time, energy, capacity, anything like that. If you would rather put your stocks in the S&P 500 or wherever you want to put it, just let it sit and just, be happy, then that's great. That is a perfectly acceptable play. Okay. What's up, Mohammed? What's up, Petey? Capital gains will be less. I would love some long-term capital gains. Man, the entire month. What's up, Velocity? Man, the entire month felt like a pain. I hope August is better. Yeah, hopefully August will be better. But again, always hope for the best, but prepare for the worst is my philosophy, and that's what I'm going to continue to do here. I'm keeping a list of stocks for me to look at. Yeah, that sounds great, Diane. What's up, Dale? Greetings from Egypt. What's up, ePlatform? We need some good news. Cindy, I do agree. I think someone else said we need good news as well. We need a positive news catalyst, right? Peter said it over here. Peter Joy says, I need some good news. Work has been really rough. Dang COVID. Yeah, Peter, I'm sorry to hear that work's been rough. Some people have it better than others. I consider myself relatively fortunate. I'm not like at a grocery store or anywhere extremely customer facing. Anything that I do would typically be over the phone. So I'm very lucky that I'm not like face to face, working at like Best Buy or something where I'm always in front of customers. So I wonder if you're in that kind of situation, but it's rough, I'm sure. And especially with this recent COVID spike, it's just not looking good. I mean, very nervous to see what's going to happen. I really don't know if there will be another shutdown. I personally don't think there's going to be another shutdown. But, if it gets to the point where it's bad enough, I mean, I don't know if we'll have a choice. And I know that's not going to sit well with a lot of people. I don't know what's going to happen. And that's one of the whole things of it all, right? And so the market could be down, more recently, just because a lot of people don't know the uncertainty, right? The FUD of what could happen in the future. But you know what? When this kind of stuff happens, hopefully, you know, you and your family is safe. And if you're in the position, you know, now's the time to look for plays, right? You know, there are plays. I've been talking about the CCL play for a while, right? CCL kind of teetering right here, and, you know, kind of bounced. It had dropped toward the beginning of this like new Delta news. It was kept falling and falling because no one knows what's going to happen. But I do think that's why I love this stock, you know, especially around $20, even this $21. I feel like it's fantastic. If you look at it for the last 6 months, it was on a nice little run, and it retraced so harshly. And I think that, you know, I wouldn't be surprised if we found another bottom over here and then ran back up for a bullish reversal. So, you know, I'm just going to keep on the lookout for this, because I feel like this could be a great entry point. The stock is really not too volatile. These options, well, I guess it depends where you play your options, but realistically, they're not too expensive to get a good play. The implied volatility isn't too crazy yet. So, you know, could definitely be a potential for a play there. What's up, Robert? What's up, Matthew? Scorpion says, I remember you put $8,000 for $28 call option in mid-September. Are you worried? Scorpion, I'm actually not worried at all. I'm set it and forget it. And I haven't actually checked. I really don't check my options. I don't check anything. I just let it sit and I wait. I truly don't look at it. I don't look at my account. All I look at is the current price of the stock, right? And if I see that it's a good price, if I think it's a good, everything like that, then I just kind of leave it as is. Brandon, what's up? So let's go ahead and do that. So I wanted to take a look at, so a few things I want to take a look at. Mayrin is something that I've been kind of just monitoring just to see where it is. This is another heavily shorted stock. I don't have a position in here, but I'm pretty curious to see what's going to go on just in the long run, just because of how heavily shorted it is. It's extremely shorted. And I'm just keeping an eye on it. Carnival Cruise Line, I'm really liking the stock right now. Again, this is people ask, I mentioned this before, people always ask me, Corey, how did you find AMC? Like, how did you get in this play so early under $2? Well, I took a freaking risk. I took a huge risk because the stock was not, they were still in the possibility of going bankrupt, right? It was super uncertain what was going to happen. And I feel like we're in the same kind of situation with, you know, these cruise lines. I feel like cruise lines are going to be a huge either pop or drop really soon. And, you know, I would love to be part of the pop. But, yeah, so I feel like this is, you know, personally, I feel like this is a great potential to hop in. You know, if anyone is just looking for something, I mean, always make your own decisions. But, you know, just take a look and see if it's worth the risk to you, and if you have this income that's disposable, if you want to hop in, again, you know, do what you want to do. I'm just pointing this out as a possibility because this is very similar to how I found AMC. The question is, are they gonna, you know, is the Delta variant gonna keep on going crazy like it seems to be doing? Are they going to be, are we going to go into lockdown again? If we do go into lockdown again, are they going to go bankrupt? Do they have enough money to sustain? You know, so many different questions. How are they're currently trying to cruise, and I know they're having some good cruise good cruise news where, hey, the cruise went through fine, or some cruises are having huge issues where there is a COVID case. And remember, if there's a COVID case, they go back to port. And you go back to port, that's the end of the cruise. See you later. Now you're stuck at port in your room, quarantined. It's a huge mess. So what's up, Diamond? Welcome. You didn't miss too much. We just went over AMC, GameStop really quick. Now I'm just rambling on about good old cruise lines. So yeah, I'm talking about Mayrin, but Robinhood. So we'll take a look at Robinhood also. You know, I should look at the 5-day, I suppose. And we can see what's going on here. So they did start at $40. Looks like they're starting to rally. Doesn't really make any sense. We'll talk about the sentiment behind Robinhood in a second. I believe I have an article pulled up from Reddit that I'm pretty curious about, and we'll see. What's up, Anatov? Greetings, Zachary. I think I already said hi to people. All right, so we'll go ahead and continue over here. I think that was all of this. Let's look at the tops for the day, and then we'll hop into Ortex really quick. So the top of the 1 day. All right, man, the stock ran up 124%. Insane. Let's see if there's anything I recognize. You know the drill. TCAT, oh my gosh, up 17%. TCAT is a wild ride. And the top losers for the day. Mayrin, sure enough, Mayrin's on that list. Top losers for the day. I think that's all I recognize here. I guess I missed that Mayrin was down 13% on the day. What a wild, an actual wild ride. My goodness. Jeez. This stock is crazy. All right, so let's go ahead and continue over here. We'll hop over to Ortex and let's take a look at what's going on with the AMC because it's looking very interesting, right? And I want to go over it, okay? Because I put a lot of emphasis on some of these numbers, which I feel like I should be more fair about, and it's come back to bite me. So let's talk about what I mean. So I guess I'll tell you what I mean right now. So historically, I usually talk a lot about the short interest, right? Kind of the short interest being the, more or less the indicator of the sentiment. And what I mean by this is not necessarily, this is the end all be all. What I usually say is, it usually follows a similar trend from the shares on loan as well as the utilization. So the shares on loan goes down, this goes down, this goes down, and that's typically how we see these moves. But now it looks like it's gone a little bit different, right? The utilization is continuing to go up. Remember, this can only go to 100. This is a percentage, and this utilization is getting higher and higher, which is great. This means that AMC is getting harder to borrow, right? It's not as easy to borrow as it continues to go up. So as long as this continues to go up, this is very good. This means that AMC is getting harder to borrow. Okay. Another thing going on over here is the shares on loan. Shares on loan is almost back to 100 million shares on loan. This was all the way down to 90 not too long ago. We can actually check when that was. On loan. Wait, is this right? No. Shares on loan. Okay, here we go. So shares on loan, we can see this was around, let me see, down here, it went all the way down to 78 million shares on loan. This is whenever we had our huge run. And now it's starting to climb. We've seen it as high as 155 million shares on loan. And just, by them covering a little bit, and again, remember, this does not include synthetic shares, fake stocks, this and that and the other, nothing, right? This is only the reported. This is 85% of exchanges right here of the information. This is not the whole picture, so do not think it's the whole picture, and that's all that is. Okay, so this went down a little bit and now it's continuing to increase, meaning and historically, whenever the shares on loan get high, the utilization gets high, and the short interest gets high, then we see a run. And what are we seeing right now? They're starting to get higher, higher, and higher. Sure. Now the short interest percentage continues to fluctuate. I'm under, just in my head, it seems like it's continuing to kind of calibrate as it continues to move. But either way, it's trending upward, right? I know we had a weird 18-19% mark in here, but from whenever the stock ran all the way to $70, it dropped all the way down to 11%, and now it's trending upward. It's currently at 14.23%. This says, okay, and as long as this continues to go up, all three of these go up, this stock is getting harder to borrow, more expensive to borrow. Everything is going on. Okay, so that's how I feel about this. So I know that this is a little unfortunate that this number looks like it went down, and don't get it confused. Okay, 14% short interest is extremely high. 10% short interest is extremely high. 5% is even pretty high, pretty dang high. Okay, so do not shill yourself. Do not let me shill you. Do not let anyone shill you about these numbers, because these numbers are showing. And remember, I use these numbers as an overall feel, an overall sentiment of what is going on with AMC shares. Hard to borrow, heavily shorted stock. Okay, and I just wanted to be crystal clear talking about that, just because this number kind of changed. And I know this is probably what a lot of people look at originally, and it's because I kind of talk about this one the most. But realistically, it's a whole picture. There's not just one thing that happens. Okay. Let me catch up on the chat, make sure everything is crystal clear, and then we're gonna hop over into, or we'll see what we hop into next. DPG says, by now we know if Corey does more flash gear, we have red days. That's unfortunate. Too Harry says, man, I bought AMC at 60. It's never been back since. Too Harry, I totally understand where you're coming from. If I can offer any potential, well, first I'll say, make sure, make your own financial decisions. Just what you can do and you know what you can't do. Okay. But I will say, historically, there were people that had bought this stock at, 14, let's call it $14, right? $14. And even back here, they bought it at $20 all the way back here in January. And guess what? They held. And those people that held all the way until now, they're up, right? They're not up by much. Hopefully they average down when it was at $5. But those people that held, and continued to hold the stock this low, whenever it was down, we all got in at a sketchy time. Okay. Every single person who got the stock, they got in all the way over here, right? Where you don't know which way it's going to go. It could go up or it could go down. It could go to the moon or it can completely crash. And, we were all in this scary place. I know right now you've been holding for a while and it probably doesn't feel good at all. But you know what? Even if you bought back here at $15, $20, $25, all the way back in January, you know what? You saw how good it could be, right? You saw how good of a life you could have it. So me personally, I just wanted to get the best price that I could, and see what your personal situation is like. Can you average down right now? Do you want to average down? If you can average down, $35, bring that average down, get a $40 average, $50 average. Anything is better than the lower the better, right? But I personally feel, and I've literally been saying this for a month. I feel like people are gonna wish they bought this stock at $60. They're gonna wish they bought the stock at $70. All this crazy stuff. That's my personal thoughts on it. And I always refer back to GameStop. Can you imagine? Don't you wish you would have bought GameStop at $80, right? Like all the way up here. Like, don't you wish you would have bought it at $60 GameStop? Heck yeah, you do. And if you say no, then that doesn't make any sense. So that's a poor financial decision. If you say no, considering you would have made a lot of money, you would have doubled your money easy. So yeah, I think it'll get there personally. But again, you have to, I don't know what's going to happen. No one knows what's going to happen. It's called Wall Street bets, not Wall Street guarantees, as Trey would say. But just know that I'm holding. I'll hold. Wow, Troy says, starting at midnight tonight, all Target employees and contractors are required to wear masks regardless of vaccination. Wow, that's pretty crazy. Respect. Erica says it's a waiting game. Poker face, hold. There we go, Erica. You heard it. You heard it here first. No financial advice. Streetwise says basics our hedge funds are manipulating the stock market each day, and we know it's getting harder for them to borrow. Time is on our side. Our future is rosy. In Streetwise, that's a great point, right? Keep in mind that it costs the apes nothing. Opportunity cost is all it costs us to hold. It actually costs them real dollars, real money for them to hold. Okay, hold their short positions and continue to hold their short positions. Okay, and I'm not worried about it in the least bit. Does it feel good to be at 35? Well, I'll put it this way: it's a matter of perspective. It feels very good to be at 35 whenever we were back at $5. I remember that. Does it feel good to be 35? Well, if you're holding from $60, it probably doesn't feel so good right now. But at the end of the day, what do you think is going to happen, right? Harry Parrott. Thanks for the sub. Because I did. All right, so yeah, just to get that out there, right? Good vibes. All right, let's go ahead and talk about the a few of the things. So I wanted to take a look at some of this stuff. Freaking Vlad. We'll talk about. So I wish, where was it? Maybe we'll see here in a second. But keep in mind. So as we know, Robinhood did IPO a few days ago, whatever, and on IPO right here, Unusual Whales. This is a Twitter account. If you want to follow it, they actually have some pretty interesting information. And we can see here that breaking news on IPO day, Vlad dumped over 7 million shares of Hood amounting to over $275 million. All right, which is ridiculous. Reminder: Robinhood was to restrict users who would flip the IPO, yet the CEO flipped the Hood IPO. Now, these last two sentences, I really can't confirm the validity of them. I do remember this is a similar situation. If you watch my video, what happened with the FaZe Clan crypto scam, they were essentially what happened is whenever you bought the crypto, you weren't supposed to be allowed to sell X amount within X amount of time. So for example, you could only sell 10% within 5 minutes or an hour or a day or whatever it is. This way, if you're holding a majority share, you can't just dump it and crash the whole stock and create all this scariness, right? And so that was a code that was supposed to be written in right before it was published. The person who created it decided, hey, I'm going to actually, or the person who created it messaged the developer and said, hey, you need to edit this, and we're not going to, and people aren't going to be able to trade like this, okay? And so that's what they did. It was extremely interesting. So they said, instead of saying, okay, you can only dump 25% every 4 hours, 5 hours, whatever it was, you can dump it all within a minute of each other. So it's just wild. And I don't know what the rules are for Robinhood specifically, but I think it's very interesting that Vlad, and again, I don't know the exact percentage of shares this is for him. For all I know, this was 2% of his shares, and he doesn't care, and it's like not that big of a deal. But we'll see if we can find those numbers. I don't know what this is, but we'll take a look at this. Keep in mind, this is, the FaZe scam. Oof, that was rough. Okay, so keep in mind, I haven't even screened this. I haven't read this. I'm just going to take a look at this really quick because this is obviously a very clickbaity title, and I sound very interested. Word on Wall Street is that the reverse repo is due Monday. Any liquidity crunch increase, when was this? 14 hours ago. Is today Monday? Is due, all right, we'll continue. Any liquidity crunch increases margin requirements via NSCC's risk management algorithm. DTCC can now liquidate shorts in a day. So whether it's the Delta variant that induces risk with increases the margin capital requirement, or AMC's rise in capital requirements due to price or share price increase, or just flat out bursts of blah blah blah. All right, so we'll just continue. So, well, we'll just see. This person says we never see $1,000. It'll go $999. And this is something, and I know this is a joke comment. Let me read this comment really quick, and I want to talk about this because thanks Diane, I got the list. So we will never see $1,000, and this is a joke. It will go to $999.9, and by the time it updates, it'll already be at 1,001. And so this is something that is extremely interesting, right? And I know it's a joke, but this is what I talk about all the freaking time. There's not a set number. Like $1,000 is any kind of even number like that is literally like FUD for yourself. It's a shill, it's FUD, it's not real, because the system that's going to be purchasing these shares, whoever's going to be purchasing these shares back whenever they have to buy back, they're not going to say, okay, we'll buy every single share up to $1,000. That's not how it works. Like it's just going to work by buying the ask, right? It's going to go through here, it's going to say, all right, sure, buy, and it's going to continue to go until it covers. And if it doesn't cover, then it'll continue to buy. So, I just want to be clear about this, because whenever we see these kinds of numbers like this, and this, while it's a joke, I actually do believe this is how it's going to go. Now the numbers, whether it's 100, 1,000, 10,000, 100,000, whatever it may be, that's not really the point to this. The point is that these numbers are literally like your own personal shill, your own personal FUD, your own personal made up arbitrary numbers that literally don't make sense to a computer, because a computer's not going to like have that's not how it works, right? That's not how it's theoretically, it's not how it's supposed to work. So just keep that in mind whenever you look at these numbers. I am new here. Welcome home. Welcome, welcome, welcome. Are you an ape or a grape? I'm an ape that likes grapes. Welcome. Welcome to the channel. When it happens, it'll be ecstatic. So anyways, so we'll continue here. So just wanted to talk about that really quick. Let's see if there's anything else in here. So let's see. AMC off the open, 62K contracts have been traded, 75% calls, 25% puts. One of the most bullish ratios we've seen off the open in such a recent time. There was, and we're going to talk about these. I'm passing through a few because I do want to talk about some of this stuff. It's pretty interesting here. Oh, they posted the Battle of 801. Oh, that's pretty cool. There was a... All right, we'll go ahead and stop it there. All right, so, oh, here it is. This is exactly what I was looking for. I already had it open. I don't know what I'm doing. So, and keep in mind, this is, so look at the stock sentiment on these stocks, right? Just like, it's just interesting. Maybe this is coincidence. It is what it is. Apes don't eat grapes. They eat bananas. Well, dang, you got me there. And we can see here, look, this is AMC obviously on the left, Robinhood on the right. Can I zoom in a little bit? No, I cannot, but I'll leave this this size for us. So we can see here, AMC on the left down 2.78%, with the bullish, 94% bullish on Webull, 1.36 million people in here. And granted, now I'm sure, or I don't know if everyone automatically gets a vote on this one based on how you purchased. So this might actually be automatically filled in based on how you purchased, unless you vote otherwise. And then on Robinhood right here, you can see the bearishness of it, but somehow Robinhood was up 5.8%. And granted, this was pretty early on the day. I mean, different times and stuff, not exactly the exact same time in the day. But anyways, the day did end around here for that. Where did it end on Robinhood again? Robinhood ended plus 7%, right? So it got even worse as the day continued, kind of keeping the same kind of ratios, and just ridiculous, right? Like, I don't know. It's just very interesting. Again, I don't know. Just take this with a grain of salt. I mean, we don't know exactly what's going to happen here, but it's just very strange. I found it very interesting that it's so bearish. However, the stock continues to go up. Meanwhile, AMC is extremely bullish and the stock continues to go down. Just doesn't really make much sense. Okay, so this is one that I wanted to bring up because I want people to be extremely careful whenever they see these kinds of articles, whenever they see these kinds of posts, whenever they're, everything looks so grand and great and everything like that, because we don't know the full story, the full picture. And while it seems extremely exciting, and it is extremely exciting for me personally, I love this concept. However, it's not necessarily the way things work in the real world. Okay, so let me take a sip of water. I'll explain what I mean. Okay, so it says Adam Aaron is a beautiful genius. You realize what the silverback did. He gave you a share count. It's on the Saytech website. Oh, okay. Is that where it finally is? Where's that website? Is this like official though? Okay, so a few things. I don't know if this is official. If anyone has any insight on if this is official or anything like that, please let me know, because I think this is very interesting. Very interesting stuff. I mean, this stuff it's important. Like, it's important. if it's actually true. But I don't know if this is officially sanctioned, if Adam Aaron did a tweet or anything. So just take that for what it is. But let's talk about this because I think it's important for people to understand these numbers. So he says he gave you the share count. It says on the, okay. So 7.2 billion existing AMC shares currently. Read for more info. Okay, so this person, keep in mind, this person says 7.2 billion shares, but the float is for AMC is 500 million, right? We know that. We'll say about, or is it free float is about 500 million, right? So if there's only 500 million shares, how are there 7.2 billion, right? Which is insane. It's nuts. Now, keep in mind, so it's like, how did this person get this number? Where are these numbers coming from? Because if you read the title by itself, and this is why it's so important to like not just repost the title and go over it, and like if anyone on YouTube just makes a video about this saying, hey, here's what's going on, there's 7.2 billion, like this is fact and blah blah blah, it's just not a good look. It's not what you want to see. It's not what you want to do. It's just not good. What's up, Angelina? And you know, just anyway, so just be very careful with these articles, and I'll explain what I mean. So, you know, this person derived 7.2 billion shares based off of a 1,000 ape sample. Keep in mind, you know, the people who are, okay, so it says like the 1,000 apes surveyed, 1,000 apes surveyed to be holding a total of 1.7 million AMC shares, right? This yields an existing share count of 7.2 billion AMC shares. This person took 1,000 apes who were on the subreddit, who decided to take the time to fill out this, or whoever they found this survey from, and all this stuff. You have to keep in mind the people who found this article, who did the survey, who did this, that, and that. Those are the people who probably own some of the most shares, right? The people it's, for example, the people like us who are, you know, want to watch the stream, like want to know exactly what's going on with AMC, blah blah blah. We probably have the most shares out of anybody, right? You have to keep in mind there are people out there that I'll buy a share, and there are plenty of people out there that only bought one share. But you know, I'm not saying this to shill anybody either. I really hope that this is extremely accurate. Even if it's half of this, I would be ecstatic, right? Even if it's half of this, but we have to keep in mind that this person really just ran with out of 1,000 apes, and they just took these numbers and multiplied it by saying every single ape, you know, every single person who owns the stock has this many, right? If there are 4.3 million shareholders or whatever Adam Aaron said in his most recent account, then he's saying that. So again, I'm not saying this to shill anybody. I really want this to be accurate. But keep in mind, you know, you have to take it with a grain of salt, because this person just did some crazy math and said, yep, this is how it is, which, you know, we just have to be super careful about. And yeah, but you have to take into consideration like all this stuff. So, you know, they basically, to wrap this up, you know, if you go into McDonald's and you start surveying everyone around, you say, hey, what's your favorite do you prefer McDonald's or Burger King? You know, chances are you're gonna have a very heavily weighted McDonald's survey, right? It's not going to make much sense. So just keep that in mind whenever you're looking at this. Again, I'm very bullish towards it. Like, I hope this is done well. I think the larger the sample size, the better it could be. I really don't know, like I said, anything about this website, who created this, where this came from. It says there are 513 retail questions, and I guess this goes on and on and on. And I guess these are the most asked questions, but I don't know. Just keep that in mind whenever you're looking at this kind of stuff, okay? And I see this here. It says like updated numbers, like holy smokes, my initial 444 sample size is yielding this, and it's basically the same kind of post, right? Timothy B says here, does he ask multiple questions? I don't know. So just be careful with these kinds of articles is what I'll say. And then, so I want to look at this meme. You guys know I like looking at memes. How long have we been waiting for the Moass? And, you know, everyone knows this meme. And this is the actual girl, all grown up. And it's crazy to see. But, you know, fun little joke. So that's really what I wanted to go over. Let me catch up on the chat, and then we'll see what we have going on for the remainder of the stream. Wait, Lee said, I just found out I have a few Bitcoin at the moment within a few blocks from me. Wait, what? $25 for my other half. Man. All right. Well, I guess I was not too far off the chat. Let me go back. Someone wanted me to take a look at Tesla. I don't know if you're still here. Wanted me to take a look at Tesla. We'll look at stocks for like, 10 minutes or something, 15 minutes, and we'll see where we end up with these stocks. So if you had, let me see if the people are still in here. Let me know if who's the Tesla guy or Tesla person. Zachary, I'm not sure if you're still here, but if you are, let me know, and we'll talk about Tesla. Yeah, if you guys want to give like one stock that you want to see, I won't look at everybody's stock, but I'll take a look at the few ones. We'll take a quick, very short, brief look at it, and we'll see what's going on. Let's take a look. We'll start with Tesla, I guess. We found a few Bitcoins in the back of a Tesla. I don't know. Oh, Bitcoin ATMs. What is a Bitcoin ATMs? Like an ATM machine? What? I don't know anything about this Bitcoin ATM thing. All right, so good old Tesla. Wow, Tesla's been not doing too bad. It finally recovered. Jeez. Let's look at it on the 6 month. What happened at this candle? This is a crazy candle. Wait, what? No, this is a mistake. Somebody messed up. All right, let me go and zoom out here. So let's look at Tesla. So Tesla is, man, it's actually on a pretty good run. We can see here. Let's see if we can get a trend line going. Man, that is pretty nice. Jeez. Who's at my front door? One second. All right. So Tesla's looking pretty dang solid. I mean, it's on this ascending level of support that's continuing to be pretty bullish. It's on a pretty nice run right now. I mean, I don't know how long it's going to sustain this super high level of growth. It's pretty ridiculous to see. I mean, it's gone from 628 to 726 bucks in the past. When was this? Week, I would say the past week. Just insane. Let's take a look at, actually, I haven't seen let's see what the financials look like annually for Tesla. I don't think I've ever looked at it, or not recently at least. So the gross profit since 2017, we can see 2.22 billion, basically doubled, stayed the same, and then up another 2 billion, which is insane. This company is continuing to grow and grow and grow. They're really not showing any signs of slowing down. They're just continuing to get bigger and bigger and bigger. And I think that they are just not stopping. If you know anything about Tesla, they're just continuing to grow. I wonder if they'll be able to sustain it though, right? To continue to grow. I know that, like, for example, the Tesla truck, I'm sure it's all sold out. You can't get it. They just released the Tesla Model S Plaid, I think it is. And that's, I'm sure, is going to be sold out I think there's probably still a waiting list. I don't even know if there's a waiting list for Tesla. They're just continuing to grow and grow and grow and innovate. I know actually they are building a plant here in Texas, and I don't know if that's just a build or if they're going to continue to do R&D and grow. But you know, Tesla is just nonstop. I don't know if they can sustain the growth, but if they can, then this company is insane. The only thing that I'm curious about is right now there's going to be a coming in very, very, very soon. That's basically here, but is competition. No one's really been able to steal like the market share on these kinds of on this company or anything, right? But with that Ford F-150, the Ford Lightning coming out, if you haven't seen the video on the Ford Lightning, the F-150 truck, holy smokes, watch a video on that. I think it's MKBHD Marquez Brown, Brown, whatever his name is. He freaking has a great video on that new truck, and that truck is very, very cool. Like, I want that truck, and so definitely take a look at it. All right, so we have that institutions. Let's see what the institutional ownership. Geez, 42.42% in Tesla. Insane, right? Just that's extremely high, especially for an electric vehicle company, right? You usually see this amount in, I think, like banks, and it's gonna be like oil and stuff like that, certain industries like that. Analysts, so let's see, the high price target for analysts is 1400. My goodness, I don't know how the low is 67. I really don't know where, if they pull these from a bunch of people, or is it or is it the extremes of some of the people who have shared their sentiment? I don't know where they pull these numbers from, but some of these just are ridiculous. Doesn't make any sense. All right, let me pull up one of these over here. Diane, do you have a favorite of one of these stocks? I'm looking at your stocks. Do you have a favorite one that you want to talk about? Elon is building a city in Texas. Is that what he's building? What? Bitcoin ATMs? What? This is crazy. What's up, Bambino? Oh, no, it's from chat people. Oh, okay. Thanks, Diane. Okay, let's see. Let's pick one. We will do HUSA. We'll just start from the beginning. HUSA. Houston American. What is this stock? So let's look at the profile. So Houston American Energy Corp, okay, is an independent oil and gas focused on exploration, okay, of oil and gas. Bambino says, Corey, ketchup on a hot dog, yes or no? Who you got? I like ketchup on my hot dog. Yeah, absolutely. 100%. But I will say I'm more of a burger guy. I like burgers better. No ketchup in Chicago? What do you put? Just only mustard? What? I don't know. I don't know if I don't think I'll make it in Chicago. So that's what's going on here. Let's see. All right, so energy, fossil fuels, oil, gas exploration. You know, oil and gas is such is a difficult one for me, right? We talked about oil and gas before. Oh no, Corey. Oh gosh. So oil and gas is a weird place, because I feel like we're always going to need oil and gas for a very, 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 very long time. I really don't see it going anywhere, but I think even though we're always going to need it, I don't know if it's always going to be such a great investment. I mean, I'm sure it probably is, right? Like, I just think about it, but it probably is always going to be super big. Let's take a look at the financials and see how they've been doing more recently. Gross profit, so they went from 413k to 1.44 million. They increased a whole $1 million in profit from 2017 to 2018. And then here we go, like 2019 back down worse than 2017, and then just decreasing. So this is really not looking good in financials. Now keep in mind, I'm just taking a look only at the profit right here, and which is not a full picture of what is going on. I always mention this, they could be investing in themselves, they could be investing in yada yada. It's really hard to say exactly what's going on. We can see their operating income goes up substantially, their total operating expenses has gone up substantially. However, it really in my perfect world, they would just scale, it only makes sense for them to scale accordingly. But I'm trying to see here. So other non-operating net income has gone up as well. Net income before taxes, I'm not really seeing anything here that's too exciting for me. The percent of ownership and institutional ownership is 23.56%, which is actually not bad at all. That's pretty good. Analyst, no analyst information. Let's look at the chart setup. Where's March 18th of 2020? So here's right here. So March 18th is when the pandemic we went into lockdown. However, I'm looking at this. In lockdown at the lowest, it looks like it was $1.10, and right now it's $1.71. And either way, like previously, it was just downward trending, right? And I just don't like anything about this stock at all. This is a weird little gap. I don't know what happened here, but I would ignore this weird candle. But it's just not looking good. This is not a stock I would touch at all. Bambino says, are we talking about random stocks or was it strictly electric? I'm just picking a random stock that somebody wanted to see, but we'll see. But that was about it. Bambino, I'll let you be the last. If you have a stock you want me to talk about, we'll talk about that stock real quick, and then we'll go ahead and wrap it up. Can you do Trip Red Light Holland, please and thank you? Oh yeah, I got you. Is it? Yeah, I got you. TRIP. Oh, Trip Red Light Holland. TRIP. Oh, this one. Okay, whoops. Almost did TripAdvisor. Okay, so let's see what is going on here. Oh my gosh, what's happening? See, I don't know. See, this is one of those times where I look like a silly person because I have no clue what is going on here. What's the exchange? Oh, see, it's on a weird exchange. I really don't know too much about this. I'll try. We'll look at the financials, see if we get the annual. See, no gross profit on here for this. No analyst information. I just can't see any information on this. The chart setup, it's been pretty bullish. I don't know if it's topping out here, if it's going to continue to run. I'm really not too sure about this one. I'm gonna have to exit out of this one. Sorry about that. Diamond Backhand's calling the double bottom for AMC for June, July. So we'll look at the 1 month bottom here. Wait, July 20th. Oh, you think it's gonna oh, okay. Well, yeah, there was this double bottom here. Well, this already kind of double bottomed. I don't know if it's going to double bottom like here again and here, but see this back one right here is a beautiful W. Picture perfect into a bullish territory, and just wild and crazy. Geez. MUDS. I'm gonna have to go help my fiance find her keys. She can't find her dang keys. Look at this beautiful George W. Man, if this breaks through here, I feel like it'll probably be pretty dang bullish. Let me see if I can find where I think it'll break through. I can't find one that I really like. I probably have to give it here. If it breaks through this 1143, I'm gonna draw a horizontal line just to be, in case I ever pull this one up again. I probably won't pull it up, but if it breaks through here, I feel like it'd probably be on a pretty bullish run. And so let's take a look here. What's going on? So these guys do financial investment holding company. Their financials are, can't find anything here. Institutions, 60% almost institutional ownership, which is nuts, right? Just looking super solid, but you are a group. Super solid here, and that's really all I can see. Let's look at the 6-month chart setup. I mean, they were at $9, ran all the way to 18, and then just been retracing, right? Retracing, and realistically, a lot of the market looks like this, just down, just not looking too good. But I think that this stock, you know, if it breaks through this level of support again, I mean, it'll be pretty great. It looks like we finally, like, we really did double bottom here. And as long as it continues to, if it breaks through this, I think it'll be on a bull run. But I would probably personally, if I were to take a position in it, which I'm not like taking a position in anything right now, I would probably wait for it to break through this 1143, unless you're very confident in it, and playing it here. All right. CGC. Let me check on my fiance really quick. Give me 1 second. All right. We'll do the stock really quick, and then I have to run. Where's Bambino? Let's see. CGC. Okay, Canopy Growth. Flower. Okay, I gotta try to keep it short. I'll talk about flower for days. All right, so cannabis. Let me just make sure. I don't think I'm supposed to say that. Healthcare, pharmaceutical research. Oh, pharmaceutical. Oh, okay. Yes. Okay. Right. Flower. Okay. Awesome. So let's look at the financials really quick and see what's been going on, and then I'll give you my 2 cents and we'll look at the chart setup. So these guys are 25 million, 21 million, negative 22.3 million, and then 55.37. So looking very, very nice, especially compared to last year. Just not looking solid. Oh, this is, yeah, looking much better. Institutional ownership 12.80%, and then all the price targets are super high. So what I will say here is I'm actually extremely bullish on this industry. I think it's a very long-term hold, though. I think this is a fantastic point to buy right now, though, but it's a very, very long-term hold, especially because I believe the Biden administration said that he's not going to be I think he doesn't care for flower at all, right? Now, granted, I think it's, the natural progression, I think it is eventually going to get legalized. And as long as you get in nice and early, it's probably going to be fantastic. My concern, I have 2 concerns. Number one, when is that going to happen? Is it even worth the hold right now? Whenever, what's going to be your percentage? I know this year looks super good. Like, it was like, oh my gosh, this was fantastic. But then look what happened. Like, it just fell, right? And if you were in for this whole time, did you sell up here? No, you didn't, right? Absolutely not. Most likely not. And now it's down here, right? So maybe, maybe you're in a good spot. But if you are in this stock, then you know, again, I think I personally do like the industry, but if I were going to take a position, like I would be ready for a very long-term hold, because it's probably going to take so long. And I'd be ready for that, but I do think it's coming. The only other concern I have is, are you going to pick the winner? Okay, so there's obviously a million different flower companies. Mike Tyson has one. I think Snoop Dogg has. Everyone has one these days, right? Question is, are you going to pick the right one? Are you going to pick, you know, the one that's going to work out? Because there's so many of them. Some people would rather going into like an index fund or something. There are a bunch of different ways to play this. This particular one I think could be great. I don't know if you would want to play an option out here, but probably not. But could play a leap, but either way, I'd be ready to hold a freaking long time. All right, I'm gonna pull up the AMC on the 1 days for good old Diamond, and then I'm gonna head out. Oh, I see what you're saying. Okay, this double, and then a bottom over here. I see what you're saying. Okay, you know what? If that plays out, I'd be very happy. But I do need to wrap up, guys. I gotta go pick up this HEB order then, because my fiance can't find her keys, and we have to figure all this out. So, but I appreciate you guys. I'll catch you guys tomorrow. Have a great night. Peace.